Hi guys, welcome to Savvy Money Show with me, your host Sean. We're going to start the week off with a couple more stocks that I'm looking at that have made it to the watch list. I'm constantly looking at stocks I think are undervalued. And I'm not looking at ones that are short term, I'm looking at long term. So I'm outside, I'm on a walk, so do check it out. I like to go on a Sunday walk, and I'll be posting this Monday morning. Now, I'm in a sanctuary at the moment, wildlife sanctuary, doing some work helping a volunteer. Now, I'm going to start with one I spoke about before, and remember, just because they're long term doesn't mean you can't become short term. Some of mine, I put them in as long term, and then they just run up, hit my long term price target, so I pull out my initial investment and profit as well. Because if they run up too fast, too quick, they're going to come crashing back down again. And that's Dr. Martens, ticker symbol DOCS. And why would I want that? Well, you will see in a minute. Sorry about this. It is price to sales of 1.23, price to book of 3. Market cap of 1.2 billion versus enterprise value of 1.5 billion, and the earnings come up on 30th of November. So it's an earnings play. It has a 4.75% dividend, and I've noticed a lot of people have a lot of youngsters wearing Dr. Martens. Now, it has had quite a drop this past year, and I do think it's a turnaround play. So I think we could play it for earnings, but even if it doesn't do well at earnings, we could hold it as a turnaround play. The financials, you can see it's 588 million versus 992 million. And as a matter of fact, the current assets are 508 million. So its current assets almost cover the total liabilities, which I like to see. And you'll see the free cash flow is 25.9 million, which isn't bad considering it's a 1.2 billion market cap, and it's gone down over 30%. Why has it gone down? Because it is transferred from wholesale to the direct to consumer in an effort to improve its margins, and it does improve margins doing that. It also means that with a lot of change comes a lot of risk. We saw that with Nike and Foot Locker. When Nike pulled away from Foot Locker, initially it lost money, but the margins is bringing into Nike over the long run is quite big, because people will be coming direct to Nike instead of going to Foot Locker to buy their products. It'll be the same with Dr. Martin. I think once they get the setup sorted, it will really help. Don't forget to hit the lovely like button and sexy subscribe button, and don't forget the bell notification. You'll be notified when a new video gets uploaded. And the free links in the description below. You can pick up a free share worth up to £200. And check out our Discord. And if you want a more in-depth analysis of any stock or market conditions, then why not look at our upgraded membership program and support us. The next one is CAT, C-A-T. Now, fact is dividend isn't much to look at, but it is growing its dividend quite well. I'm not buying it for that per se, but I do think it's a good dividend growth stock. It has a PE ratio of 20 and forward PE of 13. Its market cap is 137 billion versus enterprise value of 167 billion. For such a huge company, so a price to sales of 2.15 and price to book of 7.5. When you think the amount of money that's come in from the infrastructure bill, that it will benefit from, and now with the war in Israel versus Palestine, and we know that BlackRock is lending money to Ukraine government so that it can rebuild. I think this is just primed for growth. You will see again how it has, last 10 quarters, it has beaten its earnings and revenue estimates each quarter, and you'll see total liabilities 67 billion and total assets are 85 billion. The current assets are 47 billion. So that means that, to tell the truth, what I don't like to see on the balance sheet is inventory under current assets. The reason I don't like to see it is because if the creditors are going to start calling in their chits and you start pulling out your cash and your investments and it's a fire sale, the price you have down for your inventory is not the price you're going to get. Same reason why I don't like to see goodwill on the balance sheet, because you've already spent it. It shouldn't be in the assets anywhere, it should be in the liabilities. But it's for free cash flow is 7.26 billion. That's a high free cash flow for a company that's as big as this. And I do think the rental market is just going to keep growing. And whatever way the building industry goes, in the UK we have not been building enough housing. That has been proven. So if the building industry improves in the UK, or even if it falls off a cliff, you will still get companies hiring out building, hiring out building machines. And don't forget, they don't just rely on the building machines. They also, like Dr. Martens, have their own supply of uniform and boots, which are sold around the world. They have helped their earnings and revenues, but with cost-cutting exercise. I believe this has been successful, and I do think this will help drive them forward. So this has been one that I played during the infrastructure bill rumours, but I haven't kept hold of, purely because it hadn't proven the growth, in my opinion. But now the growth has been proven, and you will see that it's had a bit of a comeback, and I'm getting it back at the price I sold it at, while it's still been growing. So I like to do things like that, purely because it means I can take that money and use it elsewhere, and I can make profit on that money while stock is going sideways. Some may call it a trader's mentality, but for me it's more of a short-term investor's mentality, purely because I would not have picked up CAT if it had just carried on running. Not unless it proved it deserved it. It has had this dip, and I think this dip is over. So a lot, like some of the other companies I've spoken before about, the biotech I've gone in, and they were my first pulls. Now I'm looking at taking starter positions in other companies, and I'd appreciate if any of you had any other information about any of the companies I'm speaking about. Next one is Crocs. I bought it before, and I managed to catch it just by its lows. I didn't plan to, it just gone so low I couldn't avoid buying it, and then when it ran up, it just ran up too high for me to avoid selling it. You've got to think to yourself, how much does it cost to print a piece of plastic, 3D print a piece of plastic? And they have come out with great marketing where they are required by most of the medical industry, otherwise their feet will be aching all day. They have a cult-like status, and they have very little competitors. The only competition I have seen have been Lidl, who are known to copy brands. I'm thinking Marks and Spencer's Colin the Caterpillar. They have copied Crocs, and they do like a fur-lined Croc. But you've got to ask yourself, are you going to go for a Lidl brand, or are you going to pay the same amount for Crocs? And what they've done is they've now brought the stick-on labels that go on these Crocs, and you can see here, market cap 5 billion versus enterprise value of 7.23 billion, trailing PE of 7.7, versus forward P of 6.5. Price to sales 1.33. Price to book 4.29. Now you will see. Sorry about that. You will see with a balance sheet that the total liabilities are 3.4 billion and the assets are 4.6 billion, and the free cash flow is 749 million. They have been investing a lot in streamlining the business and marketing and cutting the costs, and I think they have gained more market share. And you see there they've got new cowboy boots for Croctober. I've seen some people who, no matter what kind of Crocs come out, they're going to buy it. I went to, as I said before, when my wife does artisan chemical-free skincare products, and we went to a handmade artisan market stall. There was someone there who was also selling Crocs and the Croc stickers, and was charging a lot for them because they were limited edition ones. I just think they, for the long term, if you're holding them, you will gain on this. Now, these are a company I will be taking a starter position in, and I think I'll be buying before earnings, and if they drop during earnings, I'll be buying again. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you in the next video. If you found any of my videos helpful and you want to help me make more, you can support me by buying me a coffee. The link is in the description below.